Hey y'all, real quick, Ken and Corey here. I have a video that I found that I made last year that I always wanted to post to my channel, but this channel wasn't about dating. And the video that I made was about dating. I was in Turks and Caicos and I was enjoying like one of my last days there. I went out into the water. I decided to go for a swim and I ran into these two women who was also there on vacation. And we ended up getting into a conversation about dating and what it's like to date single moms in general. So I decided to film it, not knowing that in the future I would actually have a dating channel, but it's just ironic that I actually had this footage. I was sitting on it and I'm like, you know what, let me share it with you guys. I really think this was a good video. So tap in with this video. This is me in Turks and Caicos this past summer for my birthday when I turned 35. And I think there's a lot of golden nuggets in this video. So check it out and tell me what you guys think.
Back to what you were saying.
So we talk about it all the time.
I'm gonna get in the water.
Your perspective. A lot of people in our circle, they have, so to hear perspective of dating.
Yeah.
Somebody who doesn't have children is
Yeah.
always insightful. Because I think our hesitation always is like, when we're dating somebody,
Yeah.
we can't just think about what they bring to the table for us. It's always like, how will they best serve my child if we were to ever become serious?
Right.
Whatever the case is, because we meet a lot of people that we like, for us, yeah. And it's certain stuff that they bring to the table, like, I can deal with that. Because
that makes sense.
Nobody to be perfect. But also I'm like, what that imperfection that I'm okay with, am I okay with my children having to be okay with it? You know what I'm saying?
That makes perfect sense. I've dated people with kids. Like multiple times I've had relationships with people with kids, and I think the reason why I'm like tapped out on that now is because you get so attached. And like me, I didn't have a dad in my life, so whenever I'm around kids and they don't got their dad in their life, it's like, well, I want to be the best dad because I'm like, damn, you know, like I know how it feels to be in your shoes.
Right.
So when it don't work out with me and the mom, and I gotta try to like figure out how to explain this, and then I be wanting to try to keep like, okay, well, like we ain't together, but at least let me like do something for their birthday and shit like that. They're like, oh no, how look, letting you stay around and I'm dating someone and how he gonna feel, and I'm like, so yeah, once I went through that like twice, I was like, I'm good on that. I'm good on that now. Definitely good on that. So
a lot of breakups.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's nothing wrong with having kids, but it's just for me, like I know I want to, like, whenever I do decide to really be serious about in a relationship, I definitely want to be able to have that as an option. That's just
Yep.
But so what is it like dating? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all stay at?
Atlanta.
Oh heck no! You in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Both of y'all?
I'm in
Little Rock, Arkansas. So what's the difference between Little Rock dating in Little Rock and dating in Atlanta?
Atlanta, the men want you to just like cater to their every like it's like they want you to pursue them. And Little Rock, I know I haven't really started dating yet.
You haven't? Wait, so what you mean they want to like? I'm trying. Okay, so she said they want in Atlanta. Okay.
Women in Atlanta is there's so many women and so few men. Okay. And so it's like, you know, the women naturally want to like,
so
set themselves apart. So they're the ones to do more of the pursuing, do more of the like taking the lead, and the men just are like soaking it all in.
Damn. So basically they're saying like they're the prize. And
I mean, but it's a situation where, and it's so hard to explain that because it's like, we don't think that a guy is not a prize because we want y'all to put in feeling like you somebody too, but at the same time I feel like
So what okay, this is the real question then. What do y'all expect a man to do? Like what is a man's role in a relationship then?
It depends because for everybody it's different. Like some women are traditional daters, some women are not. If they just have to have that conversation and make sure it works for both of them. Like one thing I think I struggle with more so at this at 50-50 thing, I can't understand it. And I don't know if
okay, glad you brought that up.
I was brought up with both of my parents in the household and I didn't see that. So when I'm seeing like people talking about something like 50-50, like we split this, we split that, I distinctly remember as a kid hearing my parents have conversations, hey, I'm getting paid on so-and-so, I'm going to take the kids to Disney World, whatever the case is, and my dad being like, that's cool, I already paid, you know, the bill's taken care of X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
My mom's paycheck was kind of like the extra money, the emergency fund, whatever the case was. Like, they didn't see it as this is your money, this is my money. It was just kind of like...
But so here's the thing, like, that I think the guys are starting to be fed up with, and when it comes to like the 50-50, and the reason why some guys want to do it is because I think, oh damn, I'm about to lose my damn train of thought. When you're 50-50, and okay, so with dating, this is where it starts off. You take someone on a date, everyone knows traditionally the guys have to pay for the date. That's just traditionally, most people would agree with that. So now you're basically paying for a date, to have the opportunity to pay for you in your life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a gamble that's like it's a lose-lose situation. Either way, you're just paying and everything's coming out, and then what if like you don't even click with this person the first time? Now you out $200 because you went on a date. Like that literally happened to me like 2 weeks ago. I literally took someone on a date, and I didn't even like the date, but I knew what made it even worse for me is like, damn, and I gotta pay for all this shit. Like I don't even like her. You know?
Well, dating is a significant investment for you. Yeah.
It is.
But it's an investment for the right reason. So that's why I feel like in the beginning, like you like to stick with the other person.
But
and then you start to like, okay, now I feel like this one now.
But if you do free things, it's not showing. Like I feel like everyone wants to be able to see an example of like what you could do, like as far as are you financially stable and all that type of stuff. So I think that's where like whether the chivalry date thing comes from, guys paying for it. But like how do you show someone who you are and what you bring to the table if you're just doing it through the free stuff?
Like, trying to figure it out. So you don't need to know what you check, but we need to talk about behind it. Are you a spender? Are you a saver? Like those types of questions to figure out are we compatible?
Yeah.
Okay, now let me tell you about that stuff. Nobody communicates. Like nobody communicates. They not like it's kind of like the expectation is for you to find out what type of woman I am or what type of being you are. Money becomes it is that idea that money is the root of all evil. Because you can lose out on a good person simply because you're trying to like say this person is this is where you took X, Y, you just value like their character. Nobody's looking for character.
So y'all are saying that if a guy was like, hey, let's go on a date, and he's not trying to like really pay for nothing, what if he's just like saying like, well, right now we're just getting to know each other, you pay for you and I pay for me, is that a problem?
Not even
like going Dutch, what about that? Like is that like, I feel like that's pretty even trade. No one
go to a festival. You can go to the
So when you're walking around, you're gonna get hungry, you're gonna want something to drink, eat, like, and then when that moment happens and he's like, are you going to expect him to take care of you or what?
Yeah, expect him to pay for it. So that's I offer it. Yeah, especially if I say, so this look good, let's get one of these. It's like you bring it in my card and say, you want one? You know that.
So let me tell you what happened on the last date I was on. So we went to the restaurant. We just sat around and talked. It didn't really feel like a date because I was like, man, I was really just kind of trying to get to know her. We had met at like an event, like a local event. So then we were just like, you know, from the outside looking in, it seemed like she was pretty cool. I was like, why don't we just get something to eat, just to hang out? So we go out to eat. She picks the restaurant. The restaurant's kind of expensive. I usually eat at restaurants like that, but I don't feel like she can even afford that. But she picked it. So we go to the restaurant. I know I'm not really feeling her, but I still pay for the meal. And then later on, we start walking around this little like this place called the Wharf in DC. It's a bunch of boats and stuff. Oh, okay. So we're walking around the wharf. And she's like, man, it's still hot outside. Let's get some ice cream. And so I'm like, oh, okay, ice cream sounds like a good idea. And I'm thinking, well, I just paid for the meal. So in my mind, I'm thinking, is she gonna at least even offer ice cream cheap? We get in there, she orders like 3 scoops.
Come on, let's.
All right, bet. And long story short, she don't even offer to pay for the ice cream. She gets everything she wants, like a $30 ice cream.
Did that tell you what you need?
3 scoops, yes. But she kept trying to like message me ever since then, and I haven't even.
You like when you paid her to her feeling her in your mind. What made you continue to go walk around?
Because I was just trying to be nice. I didn't want to just immediately just like cut it like cold, like something came up, I gotta go do something.
Sent a mixed signal to her of like, oh, I'm okay with this. When you not invited her, but when you continued it, you sent a mixed signal to her like, I'm okay with this.
But first of all, women cannot take rejection. The minute when you reject a woman, I go through this all the time. Currently going through that right now. Women do not take rejection well, and especially if you publicly reject them, Oh, we got. Why don't they come out and bring the shots to us? I did. Oh, what? Oh, your stuff is up there? Yeah, I ain't seen nothing else up there but mine. I ain't seen no break. It's a little shot o'clock break. Appreciate y'all tuning in today. I think that was a pretty good conversation. Might have more, but that was dope. That's the first time I've finally got to have a conversation like that with other people instead of just being me all the time. I was talking to the people, but yeah. All right, y'all.
Click that like button.
Yeah, click the like button, all that.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, all that. Yep.
Comment if you feeling bad.
All right,
Let
y'all.
us know what you think in the comments.
All that. Look at you. They done turned into straight up YouTubers. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm about to enjoy my rest of my vacation. Shut it.
You can get a shot off the phone.
You know,
Silent for Jen. 3 1 for a drop and B.
Damn, I smell it on my nose. God, that's
They probably
not even trying to. This shit's strong as hell.
Listen, you wear socks to the beach.
We'll take one.